So this is our kitchen tap, and the cartridge has gone in it. When we leave it on hot like that, you can see the water comes down the side here and goes into the sink. We have been just putting it on cold and it seems to work, but this is getting a bit worse. Also, it's very stiff to lift up. Like, usually there's a spoon in there, and the water will just go all over me, all over my lap, crotch, make me look like I'm wet myself. So yeah, I'll show you how to take out these, and this is the same for a mixer tap that's like this, or even the one on the walls that you have in the showers. They're the same type of cartridge. I've replaced those before as well. So I'll show you what you need to do to replace this, like how to measure them up, how to replace it, and save you a few bucks, calling out a plumber or whatever, because this is pretty much as easy to do as like your washers and your taps. So if you've got a little bit of know-how, you can get this done. So the first things first is need to go and turn the water off at the mains. Maybe you can turn it off underneath your sink. For us, I don't have a tap underneath, so I'll turn it off at the mains. So let's go and do that, and then we'll come back. So our mains water is at the front here. There's our meter, and there's the tap for the house. And if you turn this tap off, it'll turn the water off for the whole house. It's worth everyone in your house knowing where that tap is, because if you have any kind of major leak, that's where you want to come. That's what you want to turn off while you wait for a plumber or to fix it yourself. So usually it's near a main garden tap at the front. So yeah, just familiarise yourself with where that is, and turn it off before you do this job. So then once you've got the water off, you probably just want to turn it off and get rid of any water that is in the system still. So we'll just let that drain out, and then we'll come back to it. Alright, so now that we've got most of the water out, what we need to do is we need to take off this top handle. So you need like Allen key. I think there'll be various sizes, but usually they're these Allen keys. And inside this little hole inside the top of the handle, and I'm not sure if you can see that or not, but inside there is actually a little Allen key. And sometimes they're kind of hard to get to, but you just take that out. So, and just be careful not to drop it. Obviously it can go down the drain if you let it go. Our one is out and just sitting there, so I'm going to be very careful. Now that we've got that little bit out, the next tricky bit is to get this handle off, and it's probably the trickiest bit of the whole lot. It just needs to pull up, but often it's stuck. You can use like a bit of leverage under it to pull it off. This took me a while to take off, but we've got it off, and our little screw is down in here. So I was just being careful. I actually put the plugs into the sink just in case, because I don't want to lose it, because that's how small it is. Oh, I don't know, it's not going to focus, but so that's how small the little plug is on the top. So you just got to be very careful with that. So now we've got the handle off. Usually there's a bit of trim like this that you unspin. There's just this nut here to undo. You probably will get a little bit more water come out when you do that. And that's what you're replacing, that little cartridge that came out of it. Alrighty, now we've got the old one out. I'll just show you how to measure it. So basically got a pair of verniers. You could probably just use a ruler if you had a ruler, but basically you're just looking for that diameter there, and you can see on this one it's 40 millimeters. So I will go off to the local plumbing hardware shop and get a 40 millimeter one. And this step you probably want to do before you buy one. I think there's a few different options, so yeah, just do that. We'll be back once we've got the new one. So after measuring it to be 40 millimeters, we've got this new 40 millimeter one. So I'll open this up. So we'll just compare the two. That's the old one and that's the new one. They have a similar type of gasket, so it should work. And the dots are roughly in the right place. So I think we should be good to put this new one in. So let's do that. So I'm not sure why, but there's still a bit of water coming out. I think it's the hot water probably. But we'll just put this back in, orientate it the right way. And it should sit snug in it like that. And then we just need the tap, the nut that we took off. That goes on next. And tightens up. And that should stop the leaking now. Just give it a quick. Yep. Then screw on back on the trim piece. And then the handle. So the handle only fits one way around. And we'll screw the little grub screw back in. Again, being careful. I'll put the plugs back in the sink just in case. Just be careful that you don't drop that down the sink. So that's it. So now what we need to do is just turn back on the water on the outside and we'll give this a test. And I'll mop up some of this water as well before the missus sees it. Alright, so that's with the water back on. And it's so much easier to control. So if there's a spoon in there now, you probably can stop it before you get wet pans. That's it. Everyone should get out there. It's the same for doing a shower on the wall, except you obviously don't have all the whole tap here, but the same kind of fitting. So yeah, do it yourself. That's how easy it is. If you did like the video, please give the video a like. Consider subscribing to the channel, and we'll see you next time. Thanks everyone.